Yes, sir. Call meeting to order 6:01.
Mike Bell,
Present.
Wesley Wilfong,
Here.
Anthony Campbell,
Present.
Barbara Thomas, Stacy Yoakum,
Yes, here.
Trevor Warren,
Here.
Mary Wise.
Here.
We have enough to have a meeting.
Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sure.
Bow with me, please. Our Heavenly Father, we just come before you, Lord, that you would just bless this meeting, Lord, and that you would just be with everyone that is here, and that it would be that it would be a productive meeting, Lord, that the answers to questions would be answered. I just pray that you bless us and be with us for the business of the city, and guide us in wisdom and understanding. I ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Need a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll second that.
Wesley Wilfong,
Yes.
Anthony Campbell,
Yes.
Barbara Thomas, Stacy Yoakum,
Yes.
Trevor Warren,
Yes.
Mary Wise.
Yes.
5-0.
Next up, will be ratified the bills. You guys should have had those in the emails. We should have time to look over them. You guys have any questions or concerns on that?
There's a copy of every meeting, one for each section.
When you guys are ready, on the motion for ratifying.
Okay, so why did we create a new line in the budget?
What do you mean?
That 0110, 5701, I thought that was supposed to go under what we approved for 5200.
5701.
Yeah, because the 5701, we didn't approve anything in our budget, but there's money to that line. We just need to be careful creating new lines in the budget.
That line was already there.
There's no money attached to it from the budget.
I'll check that out so we can move it.
So what we created is already there.
I think it was already there. They didn't have the interest allocated to it.
What is it?
It's insurance premiums.
Why did we create that other one? Why did we create the group insurance?
If we did it like this, we need to say
That's going to be us.
but this hasn't. There's nothing in it.
Well, we need to take one analysis.
When we did the budget, we didn't know exactly how much the interest was going to be, and we put it to employee, I guess, move the budget.
Right. Anything else? I just want to know what happened. He's wanting to know why he can't just drive the grader around from Raleigh.
Tractor, right?
We did have to replace the tire though, so I don't know.
I saw that. Got two more new ones down there for it. But yeah, the tire was the issue you're having at home.
Anything else on there?
I'll make a motion to ratify the October 2022 bills.
I'll second that.
Wesley Wilfong,
Yes.
Anthony Campbell,
Yes.
Barbara Thomas, Stacy Yocum,
Yes.
Trevor Warren,
Yes.
Mary Wise.
Yes.
Passed 5-0.
Next up would be minutes. Do you have any changes? Please see those emails through. Should be minutes every day.
Yeah.
I'd rather hear.
They're taking later. They come here.
Sometimes my we got to stack the emails to Trevor.
Yeah, they're like, I was. No, I was asking them.
The record here is fine, just wait.
No, I like this one.
Introduce.
Design.
Yeah, no, I already have. Any changes? Need a motion to approve? Make a motion to approve the minutes from October 3rd, 2022.
I'll second.
Wesley Wilhelm,
Yes.
Anthony Campbell,
Yes.
Barbara Thomas, Stacy Yocum,
Yes.
Trevor Warren,
Yes.
Mary Wise.
Yes.
5-0.
Next up would be Mr. Mark Mayor. Is it Mayor or Mayor? With Enviro-Line. Usually some of us have met before.
This does the contract, we pumps.
Yeah, we do pumps and stations and treatment plant. Primarily tonight, talk about the treatment plant.
Okay.
So this would be easier just to show this. Can you guys see it that far away? Okay. So my name is Mark Mayer. We did the wastewater treatment plant upgrade with John probably 8-9 years ago, 10 years ago almost. In that time, because we've had so many people turn over here at the city, we wanted to come in, kind of update everybody what happened over the last 7, 8, 10 years, just so we can all be familiar with it. So if you guys have any questions, we're able to answer those. So this is what it looked like when we started out. A lot of stuff was broken, how many people have been in the wastewater plant? Oh, right, man, this is like great development. So inside the building that eventually got caught fire, the motor control center caught fire, the clarifiers were all rotted out, the oxidation ditch, the rotors fell into the soup. The control transformer, the power coming into the plant is like an old 230 volt. So we upgraded that inside the plant itself. A lot of stuff all rusted out, some of the pumps quit, those types of things all happened back in the day. So we went in and cleaned out everything. So you guys have a permit requirement several years ago that you needed to upgrade facility to. With that being the case, what happened was you were going to be able to meet it. But so you brought some engineers in, looked at what was going on, and said, well, we need to spend millions of dollars to go fix this thing. Actually, just go build a new plant. So we came in, John called us, we came in, kind of looked at the system, redesigned things a little bit, used existing structure. For about $500,000 or less, we gave you guys a great plant to meet water quality permits for back then as well as future, with one exception, E. coli, which we don't take care of in the biological side. So we cleaned out the old ditch. We now give you redundancy for removable diffuser racks. We gave you blowers, which are nice and quiet, so people who have been down to the plant, those are very quiet. We gave you guys new controls because the other ones worked up. We also gave you a nice, easy way to maintain the equipment. And this is what it looks like today. So in that case, the blower we went from a lot of violations to water quality that's terrific. So when we worked with John, we said, all right, we've got to have a plan come up and provide future capacity for the facilities. I&I is always a big issue out here for the city. So when it rains, flows go way up. Clarifiers are pretty small. Clarifiers are where all the sludge kind of settles out before the water gets discharged. Then we take that sludge and pump it back to the wastewater plant. They're pretty small, so it takes time for that water, for that biomass to settle. So eventually you'll end up with a bigger clarifier. But our focus is to give you water quality, not just ammonia, but also nitrates and phosphorus and those kinds of things. It's working really well. But in that time, we've also had issues on, we've given you lower maintenance versus what you had before. You're saving on power because the blowers only operate about 8 to 9 hours a day. So we're saving on power about $10,000 a year. What we're also doing is, you guys also have a lightning strike down there. So we had to come in and like replace a lot of stuff. And that was all under the insurance policy that you guys have as a city. So, 2 things you'll need to do in the future. One is E. coli for disinfection, and the other one is probably a larger clarifier and a screen. So, E. coli can be done with chlorine, can be with beauty disinfection, or it can be done with a thing called peracetic acid. So chlorine is, everybody knows what chlorine is. Chlorine is when you have bleach or something, you can add bleach. But the problem with that is you get another product that you've got to get rid of. So chlorine is probably not the best solution. The other option is UV disinfection. So UV is like the sun. We create a specific wavelength of light, and that goes in and penetrates the cell wall of the coliform material and disinfects it so it dies. It has a very short life. Then the other one is peracetic acid. And peracetic acid is a material that's a liquid you can dump in. Like chlorine, except it's not toxic, except for the bugs that kills it. So from that perspective, there's some options there for you guys to consider. But this is probably the locations of what we're doing at some point. And eventually you'll have a screen that we always suggested to get rid of debris and rags and such to come down, as well as some sludge and water. So in the sludge and water system, we talked about with John, a little bagging system. So a geodesic bag comes down there, it's a little nylon black bag. Pump sludge in, water runs out of the bag, and maintains the sludge. And that seems to be a pretty effective solution for smaller communities like yourself. So we've done a lot of training with the various operators that have been down there over the years. And so we'll probably come back and do some more training for your personnel. And the only thing we have left to do is a cable that would fail like a computer communication cable from the PLC back to the operator. That we'll have to figure out. But that's the last thing that I know of that we gotta worry about. We would like to use the tree picker, be able to pick the diffusers up at one point, since they haven't been removed in years. Coordinate that with maybe your brother? Cousin? Okay. So, that'd be great. If anybody has any questions, let us know. We're happy to help.
The parasitic acid, do we have to treat that just like we do with chlorine? What's the first I've heard about that?
So parasitic acid is similar to chlorine, but not chlorine.
Okay, so the chlorine, the problem with chlorine is it's a cheaper option, right? And we all agree. But the problem is you have to treat it afterwards, right? So
Correct.
we make acidic and we have to neutralize it, correct?
Right. So you already have a permanent discharge of the chlorine in the water, and the stream will go down inside the wastewater. So if you overfeed it, then you have to, when you chlorinate it, that'll essentially burn all the E. coli. But then you've got to go dechlorinate the chlorine itself. So you've got to add sodium disulfide material. The peracetic acid still kills all the E. coli, but you don't have to dilute downstream. There's no anti-peracetic acid material.
How's it cost-wise?
Versus chlorine's a little more expensive, but versus UV, my concern, if you guys consider UV is a popular way to do things, it's an electronic piece of equipment. And I'm concerned about adding more electronics. Sometimes in small communities, as compared to a little metering pump that goes based off of flow. And it's a little more expensive, it's probably a little more expensive, but it's not horrible by any means. Then the sludge dewatering system is only going to save you guys money as compared to hauling stuff off with the truck.
Yeah, somewhere along the lines, I don't know, we've talked about this before, and we've got all the stuff, set on samples, and somewhere we've got stuff down there at the plant. I think somewhere in between operators, we let that fall to the side.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, so.
Is that roll off so that they're better?
So do you eventually have to remove the sludge from those bags
You do.
with a pump, like a
No,
truck or?
no, it dewaters into like a really damp sand. And so what happens is the sludge stays inside the bag. Probably once a year or so for a community your size. You go in, slip the bag, you bring the then loader down, pick it up, go to the dumpster, and go right to flat.
So we had a roll off set up down there, we've been down there recently, we had a roll off set up there. That was set over a drain with that hole in it, so we had to set up where we could put the bag in the roll off. Didn't have to take the roll off.
Yep. So literally it looks like a damn sand. So it's sludge.
$50 a ton here.
Can you even plan it?
Well, you can hold that until it's over there.
You can go land apply, or you can take it to a landfill. The landfill guys love it because they can put it up on top to grow grass. You just hit, I'm not sure if there's a landfill here local or not.
Keep going.
There's plenty of land, there's plenty of farm land.
Yeah, it's farther out west than there. It's not Marshall, it's a large
So we're still here to support you guys, whatever you guys want to do and look at, or however you guys want to do things. Or your consultant engineers, if you have it, all that kind of stuff. We're here to support you like we've done in the past. And we also take care of all your lift stations in town as a service company. So if you have a problem, if there's a lift station that fails or something like that, we're only 30 miles away off the campus. If you do, let me know. Or, we're happy to help.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you guys. Appreciate the time.
Mr. Governor is here to talk to us about the South Nation Army Government. How are you, Mr. Governor?
Thank you. My name's Mike Hunter. I live down on the corner of C Highway and Elm Street. A lot of you see my wife out working in the yard. She loves to do that, sometimes to excess, but anyway. Last year, I got involved during the hometown Christmas festival here. I wanted something to do with my grandson, and so I got an extra kettle and set it up. And so I worked about 4 hours in that process there. So that qualified me to take over this year's whole campaign. Ms. Bible has been doing that for some time, left Dixon and went to a retirement home in Concordia, or, you know, whatever. But anyway, so I'm kind of trying to figure this all out, you know. And, pardon me? So I got some good news, maybe two of them. Some good news and some really good news, okay?
That's all good to hear.
Ms. Meidler operated under the impression that everything that was raised in Dixon, in the kettle building campaign, stayed here in Dixon. Unfortunately, that wasn't exactly right, okay? Last year, you raised $7,500 in the bell ringing campaign, okay? Now that's over about a 25-day period, so that's like $300 a day through the kettles, okay? And there's 4 time periods that folks volunteer, ring the bell, so that's like $75 a period. So you see, it's important that we have folks out there manning the kettle, and we're ringing the bell, and we're doing it. You know, it's a real inexpensive way for folks in the community to support the community, because that $7,500 led to the Salvation Army giving us a few dollars shy of $15,000, okay? About $8,000 of that was given to Mindy at the Caring Center for emergency vouchers for whatever, okay? There are Christmas baskets, there are school lunch things that the Salvation Army does, and there was one acronym that's ARPA is like $2,500, and I haven't figured out what that is. Okay. So, our bell ringing campaign starts on Monday after Thanksgiving. It'll run till Christmas Eve. There's no bell ringing on Sunday. That's the day of worship. You know, that's the way that goes. Okay? So, we'd like to see everyone that has the time and the inclination, individually or as an organization. For the city, I left the forms here with the calendar and some guidelines that you know we like folks to do. Right now, we're in the process of the school kids, clubs, teams, whatever, are putting their schedules together. And so they kind of get first shot at it because, you know, they're kind of a priority in the community. They got things going on. And so we kind of do that. And then after I get that back from Ms. Allen at the elementary school, then we'll be looking to flesh out that schedule for this year. Okay? I got one kettle that we'll have at Country Mart continuously. Then I've got another one for events like the hometown Christmas. Okay? Any questions? How many folks are going to volunteer?
Thank you, Mike.
You bet. My pleasure. Thank you.
Mr. Bailey, it's your time to show.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor, council members. For those who don't know, I'm Bob Bailey. I'm on many property owners, landlords, slumlords, people call me from around town. Now, while I applaud the recent nuisance violation inspector, I really like him, nice guy. I have to be one of the first folks he had a chance to talk to. Over on Fifth Street, I don't think anybody's familiar with that area. Trevor, I know you are quite well. There used to be a single wide trailer, a double trailer that looked terrible on that corner. I bought that for one reason only, to clean it up. And I think Mike and I talked about that, Pat and I talked about it. So right now I think we're on dumpster number 7. And countless hours to clean that thing up. So the other day when I was on the tractor loading the dumpster, I had a nice inspector come by and give me a nice lift. So what the reason I'm talking to you tonight, I will get that place cleaned up. I can't get it cleaned up in 7 days or so. I mean, I'm already $3,000 plus on cleanup fees and numerous man hours. If you go by there, you will see a large difference right now. That single wide trailer is gone, it's no more. And the problem I had for years, I had bad people stay in that single trailer. And of course, I own a house on both sides of it, so that caused me problems. I think about 5 months ago, I paid a $600 water bill, but there's still water. So I really couldn't, I couldn't keep on doing it. I had to do something. So my solution was to buy that property, tear it down, and make sure I controlled who was in it. Now, I think I've done a pretty good job of that. My reason being here tonight is I can't fix it in 7 days.
How much time do you need, Mr. Bailey?
I've owned the property 3 months. So I would say probably like last night and over the weekend, I had people putting underpinnings back up, putting windows back in that double wide. So I'd say within 6 months, I'll have it in a very good condition.
So you plan on fixing it another way?
Yes. And the garage is put aside. I cleaned out the garage, and we're in the process. We'll be loading again. I think Wednesday I've got the Bobcat coming back up to load. So we were making progress with it. It's just not easy. We've cut the grass there. You see a part different. There's some landscape there. So it looks a heck of a lot better now than it did 3
This
months
is
ago.
the corner of Oak and Fifth.
Yes, it is.
Okay, right down the road from the car wash.
I own the bar check house on one side. I've got that yellow and red squat house on the other side. So we're trying to improve that particular area. I think, Trevor, I talked to you about when I first was getting there, about what we plan to do. And so far, we have done it. We've got rid of the single wide. We've cleaned up a lot. I expect to have the rest of the trash, maybe in this dumpster. I might have to get one more than that. So we're making progress there. It's just not fast.
How about the rest of the property, Mr. Bailey?
I'm working those. I mean, I have no problem with that. You know, it's like anything else, work in progress. I have a tendency to not pick up my big boy toys.
Well, and, you know, so, and I haven't driven a whole lot around, I mean, but at the same time, there's still some on 8th Street that need attention.
Now, again, as our agreement, I did follow through now. Now, I have sold a bunch of that property, by the way, no longer my name. So, tag is on there.
So the rest of your property, are.
I spent a lot of quality time this weekend going through with the property.
What departments of the cases? Cases.
We just moved some stuff out there yesterday and cleaned up around back. So I think we're
Okay,
good.
there was some stuff around back.
Yeah, got to take care of it.
We just don't want you to lose momentum, Bob.
Well, I understand that. It's,
Probably the more you clean up our kind of better quality units you're gonna have and better kind of too, so remember that.
I'm on track with that. And I think actually I cleaned up quite a bit around town here, a lot of things. As most of you know, I tore down trailers, I moved stuff around, so it's all one process. And I've also been in court convicting people just like Ms. Campbell has. So we've had our share of, the folks we got to get rid of. I spend a lot of time with Judge Long, so unfortunately.
Back to the initial question, how much, what do you think of the time?
6 months, I think. Yeah, I've had
All the
three.
properties or just the one?
I'm just talking about the one.
Yeah, the 509, that's the biggest one. And again, we're working, it looks a lot better today than it did Friday. So if you drive by there,
Last week, it's a little bit.
yeah, and we replaced the broken windows, we put doors up. Again, it's available, but we'll keep the double wide on. I worked out a deal with Amish, we've got rid of the single wide and stuff like that. But constant, the double wide was the problem. So I decided now, it's just easy for me to go ahead and fix it back up. And we put the underpinning back under on two sides. Again, we got to clean more junk before we do the other sides. It's not an easy process. But I can tell you, it's the best it's looked. I've been fixing it for 20 years. That's the best that lot has ever looked. 20 plus years I've lived here.
How, are you living in Dixon? You're here very regularly, correct?
I'm here about half the time. I live and work some in San Luis.
I just, how feasible would it be for you to come back to another meeting and say, I'm thinking like a month.
Well, I mean, I could probably work out a schedule with it, But again, I can work with the inspector
I'll
also.
say I don't want to extend it out for 6 months.
Well,
That's a long time to extend it out.
now when I say 6 months, it's
You
usually
came back
years.
in a month and said, okay, now I need another, 45 days.
I could probably do 2 months there and have pretty good progress with it, and have something to bring back to you. A month is pretty tough, because again, I do spend half the time in St. Louis.
He's like, what about 3 and that's it?
Yeah. Okay, in 3 months I can have it. I've only got 3 months now. In 3 months, I've carried out 6 dumpsters worth of trash.
No extensions on the So that's why I
Like
said,
moving ready in 3 months.
That won't be moving ready for those can't. You know, see, the trouble is sitting here now, you don't realize what the extent of damage inside the trailer. It could be look nice on the outside.
I want the
I
trash.
think the notice of violation you're here on was just for removing the trash.
Yeah, that's all. And we're doing
It
it.
shouldn't take 6 months to clean up lots of trash.
No, I agree with that too, it doesn't. But,
That's the only thing we're here about, like I said, as far as violation is finished.
yeah. Now, as far as the trash goes, yeah, I can do that. And we're doing it right now. There's a dumpster right now, there to be filled.
I didn't see the nuisance, I didn't know.
I haven't been
what
by
they
there
had.
since that day. I remember my wife heard all about it.
Right. That was ready for the plans that time. So it's, now, when you say live and ready, it's a little bit different, because again, it requires a lot more moving parts there now. But I can make it look pretty in that time frame. And, yeah.
Declutter,
Yeah, I don't either, I want to make sure you get the inside.
Aesthetically.
Oh, yeah, that's
Aesthetically appealing.
Yes, I can do that, okay. I can do that, that's what I can do. And I have been doing it. Like I say, if you look at it now, like you said before, it looks a lot different.
You kind of slow down a little bit there, but you slowed down, you started off really good, like, then you got slowed down a month, and then maybe you picked up after that. I haven't been by that yet.
Well, yeah, it's, again, we've had a steady dumpster there most of the time. Yeah, it rained a couple of weeks when we didn't get anything done, but again, the times I'm here, we have people working. So, yeah, I'm prepared to come back in 3 months, 2 months, 2 months, you know. A month is a little bit short for me to do.
Let's just do 2 months.
Okay, I can.
See where we're at, and then maybe we
I'm
can
gonna
get
say if we go more than a month, I'm gonna say that's an actual day.
after 2 months.
I think 2 months, I mean, at least for the trash, just the.
And I'm doing that right now, I'm doing it, I have to.
And I get that completely, and more so, just for the aesthetics when you're driving by, it doesn't look.
And that's my goal. I have folks working over the weekend, putting underpin back up, painting, and putting windows back into it, so I understand. Now, like I said, I can't have it moving right now.
How long do you own it next time?
3 months.
3 months. So I think if we can give you 2 months extension, we need to make it where it's known that it's because you've only owned the property 3 months.
Yeah, I mean,
So it's, I mean,
yeah, I mean, if we're doing it, we're working, so.
I don't want everybody to come here 1 to 2 months extra on theirs because they've had it.
Well, this is a lot different than I'm talking about. This one, that's the only one I'm complaining about or talking about is this one in particular here. The only reason I bought it, to be honest with you, clean it up. And I think Anthony might saw some of the stuff was there before. It was bad. And I was upset with it, it got too dim. And the city did clean it up a little bit, but then, like I say, nothing else happened. Grass was high and stuff like that, so I had to do something, so I bought it. So, and I'm working, it will get cleaned up.
Another thing is you need to secure your building. We got people that goes in there, they can't be going in there and doing things with it.
I talked to your inspector the other day, I had people board up the back of the place, that's the only one right now, that's happened, it got it. Yep, yeah, like I say, we talked about what had to be done to secure it. Now, I've got the garage open right now, just because of the fact that you can see inside, and people are getting inside the garage. We've got the garage door open, just so we can look inside, see who's in it. That'll be secure also, but right now, I've got people, we boarded up the back of the trailer over the weekend. And I put windows back in and stuff like that, and a door, so we should, that part should be taken care of.
You do understand the legal issue you live in there, so it's.
Oh, yeah, that's part of it, I mean, yeah, I don't have any problem with that, that part of my problem.
So typically we'll give them till, we probably have a meeting the day of the meeting, or so typically we'll give them the night instead of the next meeting.
And I'll come back and
Okay.
Well, if you haven't done it, you don't need to come back.
well, and I'll talk to you respectfully also about that, and also the police chief and stuff like that, so I'll meet with them, you know,
Just so you're clear, Bob, like, I don't think that's the due date, like, there's not, you know, where we come the night, you gotta come back in here and say,
Even if it snows 2 foot in December.
yeah,
that's it.
yeah, we're on track right now. If you saw the progress we made, I don't think we'll see it any problem. The only reason I'm saying I can't come back in months is because I've got other commitments in other municipalities. It's not the only place where I've got place in that, you know.
Is that sufficient for you, Mr. Bailey?
That'll work, that's good. Thank you, guys.
PD radios, we have a rep here for,
She wasn't able to make it tonight. I got quotes and stuff, you like that?
Repeater is, hold on, update, repeater is finally up and it's working properly. You've seen the 94 radio, which so I mean,
These are quotes and same as I gave to you last time, except they're updated quotes. These quotes were only good for like 30 days. You got a partner. If you notice the one from Warner, his radios are 6 months to a year out. One from RCS is 30 days out.
They're different radios or the same?
Same ones I presented last time.
Quote.
Quote, yeah.
yeah,
Is this the same radio? as this radio?
the
Warners are
It should be,
They're the same. There's way too many letters and numbers.
It's the VP6230.
yes,
That's the model.
6230 is the VHF
17
model.
months.
Yes.
So, what problem does this solve by getting new radios?
Our radios are 12 years old. You guys want to pay $150 per battery every 3 months for these old ones, and then they get to the point where they don't work because they're not putting out the wattage they should be. Even when Dan was here and programmed the old ones we have, he kind of laughed and said, I'm still surprised we're still working.
Which company did we just use?
Warner.
We usually use, that's that's why we use them, so we knew it.
They can't even get parts for these anymore because I asked them for a casing for one that we got over and it broke on the bottom. And they told me good luck.
How many do we have, guys?
Right now we have 5. I think we have 5 of those.
This RCS, the other one has a leather carry case with it.
Yeah.
Is this one also with the carry case? Because I'm not seeing it on there. It's basically.
It's probably not included on that.
You guys carry leather? No.
I like the nylon one. The
Light.
weather resistant.
None of us wear leather, so.
Okay. 95 pounds. Go suspenders. They have money in their budget, don't they? Yeah. So we get these radios, we'll have all our nuisance issues fixed and within a month.
Well, with my new rail, all communication centers, all of our communication issues should be resolved.
And nuisance issues,
Anyone?
nuisance.
What's this space?
You know, there is going to be an instant issue. Like I said, the old team was, they want to jump channel sometimes, so you never know what channel you may be on.
I don't see it. Budget money.
Where are we going to need after we approve these radios? If we approve the radios, what are you going to need next? Okay.
You got any case or what?
Is that what you're going to, what are you going to come back and, what's your next request going to be? Do you have an idea?
My next request, Nothing for right now. Yeah, well, you don't have nothing on the barter. You gotta, I'm still looking to see what I got, and what I don't have.
Well, before we buy this, why don't we decide what we don't have and maybe we should buy something else?
Well, I mean, that'd be good and nice thought, until somebody gets out there and regularly has, it does not work because it's old. And then you're laying there waiting for help. Especially when I have one officer around.
To you, sir. What do we need? Do we need anything else, Jared, that you can think of?
What?
Oh, yeah, Jared. Anything else?
Oh, yeah. I would probably the armor. Why armor? Yes, we have the average gun carriers, we don't have anything. We don't have guts.
You didn't buy plates with that?
Did not, sir.
Wasn't that like, that was included? Also, what happens, I heard that.
We got the outer carriers, we would get the guts for it. Most of us all of us that have the outer carriers,
Are
those
you
are
guys,
personal and
are you guys
guys
wanting to carry plates? Or you want to
we have
get
soft armor.
level 3, right?
Yes, level 3 plus.
Okay, you're wanting to carry plates, not soft though? I'm just trying to figure out.
I don't carry plates, no.
Okay, I thought that's.
I meant like soft body armor,
We're
but
talking about ballistic panels that go inside.
ballistic panels, yes, sir.
Right.
Those are our personal. The
But you
soft
guys
armor
are plate carriers, correct?
Carriers, yes.
But you're wanting to use soft armor, just level 3, right?
yes, sir.
Okay. I just.
And all we have the outer carriers, and we don't have the soft
Top tier
armor.
level 3 armor is not that expensive. I mean, it's cheaper than radios.
Do we have a price?
How many officers do you have?
Right now, I have 5.
You have 5. You should, I mean, realistically, 500 per is like, that's top tier level 3.
$6.99, sir. That's how much I pay for one.
What brand do you have?
Safe line defense, sir.
Safe Light?
Yes, sir.
Safe Light R9J certified. So I wouldn't recommend, some of their products are, so that's fine, but some of theirs are not. You have to really watch for Safe Light. They have a big action tank, is what they do.
Right.
But that's go by their certification 6 months ago, so there's a few other brands that people on top of that is just Safe.
I think that's clearly like something nobody up here is gonna sit around and tell us not to, so like, that's probably something we need to get on the ball on, like getting prices and getting it ordered. I'm sure one way or another, we can go over $3,000 to provide armor for you guys. So, that really, let's just make sure we proceed with that.
You want to go with the body armor?
I for sure want you guys to have body armor, I mean, the radios are a separate topic, I mean, that's up to the council, because you don't have any budget. But as far as the body armor, I don't need completely honest, I'm going to be buy out there for what I pay for, what you guys walk around without it, so. You guys want to, I mean, radio is important. Yeah. Body armor. So if so.
I understood it.
Was it not body armor?
I'm carriers.
That was, that's a lot, we're still different.
Yeah, $9,000 for carriers, is that what we're saying? Is that right?
I thought it was carriers, planes.
Yeah, I mean, I would think so.
I was going to check in that tomorrow, when you guys could, or somebody can, but that's that. Because I have to be honest, I thought it came with the plates too, so.
Yeah, I think they come with the plates, he was looking into second chance plates, I think, or something like that. And then he got some sent to him, they were like 40 pounds, but anywhere in that.
Just approve it. It's 3 times. That's $1 million.
impression that we got the computers fixed, radios, we could basically get by for a while.
That's why we always do repeaters.
That's what I But now we're saying that the radios may or may not work, we can get it one more time.
And they're 12 years old, and like I said, began with them.
I mean, I've got trucks that are 20 years old, but.
Well, I understand that, but, you know, when you get to your parts fixed, you don't more, you're down.
I understand.
Same thing with those trucks, I know that. Those trucks are the same way.
How many do you have on duty at one time? 3's the max, right?
Yeah.
So by 3.
6 months, we say it's away from.
3 more what, radios?
Yeah.
Just like,
I'll need a motion to approve that.
Which one of the six?
Which one can get away here?
Oh, see, that's.
But they don't have the carrying case.
Not big.
They do have the
There's about the 7 more separate.
Okay.
So 3 radios are free.
So we're approving up to,
And if you were to I check.
well, the charging base, the rapid charging base, I'm assuming. Oh, there's 6 of them. So, okay, we made that. I just want to make sure it wasn't one item you had to buy, no matter how many you bought.
Yeah, it'd be like 5
You know, it'd be
75
So 15,107 divided by
75. Will discount carry over for that by 3?
I'll have to call and ask them, see what they do. I'm sure it probably will.
So I don't know why the horse is.
Yeah, I will.
Well, we are by commercial.
So you want to approve 8 grand?
Yeah, basically.
$8,000.
I come up with 93.
After 15,107.
We'll go with that at 3. Yeah.
Do you?
And that's 3, so, no, we don't.
if you make your discount, it's like 7,300.
So we pay.
Yeah, because that should carry, that should also buy the carrying cases.
8,000 would be good as well.
So 11 to 65 on the other, so the nylon would be cheaper than that.
Yeah.
So 8,000 should
I'll
cover.
make a motion to approve up to $8,000 to buy 3 radios from RCS.
I'll second.
Wesley Wilson.
Yes.
Anthony Campbell.
Yes.
Carter Thomas. Stacy Oden.
Yes.
Gerald Morton.
Yes.
Mary White.
Yes.
Carries 5-0. And they're gonna buy that level 3 also.
We're checking, it should have a line item for equipment.
2,000 supplies.
Before we come, should we at least not check and make sure that we're not supposed to?
There's 2,300 left for him.
There's no way it was $9,000 for just the carriers.
Like, private city carriers are going
$400. That's I don't use that.
Yeah, we'll send them check.
Well, I wasn't there, so I would say that I remember there was something.
Durbin, you guys buy it, we get, give me a quote, I'll leave it with everybody for planes, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Sean's not here for the Pulaski County issue. Street name change. North Oak over there, that's Off Country Club. We seem to have issues with that street, it's confused with the lane and the street, so that was the street Clinton Davis lived on before he died. Figured an easy fix for that would be to change it to UC Street. Do you have any objections with that or concerns?
No, it's a lane, right?
Yes, we're playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a lane.
I'll fix, I'll make sure to fix the ability to drive so
And
we're
you're
There's
on
only
QC
one.
Street?
UC Street. I like QC because that's always we all, I mean, we're going to call.
Yeah,
We can make a quick decision.
We've already got Davis Street.
Just think
Mr.
through
Raymond,
it.
Mr.
Let's
Raymond, we're
think
good.
of the people, we have to break that all up.
QC Street.
Don't you guys, yeah.
Any, there's only one person. I don't think so. Say we change it. QC Street.
Actually, we do have to.
QC. All in agreement?
So what are you gonna change it to?
QC Lane.
QC Lane.
And it's North Oak Lane, not
Lane.
North Oak Street.
Yes, it's Lane.
Is it north or just over line?
I just like Lane, it's all Lane.
It's just Oakland, right? It's just Oakland.
Should be on there, that's it. It's over there by Doyle, right off of Old Water Road. I don't know now. Country Club. Country
Across
Club.
from the senior center. This is Northfield.
There's only one person other than, which is why I live in that street right down Helen, by the river, even when we move on with us.
Well, Evans.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll make sure to talk to them too.
GIS says North Oak Lane.
QC Street line is now. G-Tech Fiber, does anybody have any questions or concerns on that? Especially cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah, this is here.
It saves a considerable amount of money if you could do it heavy. Yes. You got a picture of the logo?
The what?
Logo.
There's several. No, what's that?
Submit.
all for marketing.
Well, I think that she was,
Well, it could be a flag.
We have a flag here.
Very
We'll just put it on Facebook, we'll ask for them to design it, and then we'll finally go to it.
Yeah.
well, that's what they're on Facebook.
Library and things.
Yeah.
Submit.
Hold on, we're doing the library update. I think Lacey is under the budget,
They can submit
a logo for the city.
a, make a design, submit.
Yeah, those were just some ideas that I think Kelly came up with, and then we talked about doing a submission.
So how long is this contest on?
Put it out there for 30 days.
Sure.
Is there a prize? I bet it's your one.
Bragging rights.
The bragging rights thing here.
What is that? Wait a minute, city council.
We made it in chat too.
They get out of jail free card. Signed by us.
They don't have a jail, so.
Okay, so Lacey, she's under the weather, so she asked me to do her update for her. And she said that since the last meeting, she's had an increase in traffic in the library. And that they're also a drop-off location for Miss Merry Christmas applications. So there's been a lot of new people come in and sign up for memberships because of that. She also got materials for a children's financial literacy workshop and plan to host this month. And she also received a donation from the VFW, I think, was that in the paper?
Yes.
And then trick or treat on Main Street was a success. And they're already, her and Crystal, who is the assistant librarian, they're already coming up with their theme for next year. And that Santa and Mrs. Claus will be at the library on the 10th, and it's a pajama party.
Mary, can you send that to me so I can read it in?
Please update.
So last month, we had 366 calls. 15 of those was assist other agencies, which was Pulaski, St. Robert, and Phelps County. We had 50 phone calls, 14 informational calls, 14 other calls, and the rest of them was our calls, actual city, inside city calls. Repeater is up, it's running, it is working. It was done Sunday night. We come down and finished it. All the vehicles are up, running, no issues. We're continuing to clean out the police department. It's a slow process, but we're working on it. Other than that, we're running as normal.
Thank you, guys.
How is foot traffic in there? Is it seem to be going okay now?
What's that?
Like people actually coming to the police station?
Yes, we've had some walking at night, so within that, the calls, was walking.
Okay.
Phone calls.
Mr. Ray.
Did you all get the email about the water towers after the inspections? And see that one of the schools that needed some attention in the next 1 to 2 years, and the other one 2 to 4 years. So we might think about next year trying to budget in, get that one fixed. I don't know the cost yet. He didn't tell me.
Yeah, can we, and figure out what they're talking about, like in the 2 to 4 year range, then we probably need to start allocating for that now.
I have all of it here. We can make copies of it.
Yeah, it's a read report. Here's what you need to do, and I can tell you how much we're going to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, we need to
well,
get a ball.
till next year. And the other thing, our dump trucks work out good if you want to sell the Ford, the old Ford dump truck. And then brush yard off the 2015 GMC, because it was no blow out on it, so we're going to put that in for bid also. we rebuilt the pump on it this month.
You said it's all in there?
Have you ordered salt yet? Ordered it, but it's not got here. And it went up again.
The salt.
How far out is it? Did they give you a ballpark?
No, but he thought like it shouldn't take too long.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like one of those weird coded things.
No, there's no salt supply, say there's a continuity. Perfect. Yeah, he gets it out, can just,
Let's see.
yeah.
Especially if it's, it was,
I think that's what he told him.
There's one out there, I've never done that, so.
I don't know, 30 days, I think we'll do. So, need a motion. No, motion to accept.
I'll make a motion to put the brush guard in the Ford, that truck, out for bid for 30 days.
Put on the deals that you have them. Put on the deals.
You got the deals.
Listed on.
Deal, you put it on deals.
We got deals, looks like,
You want it in the paper also?
put it on there, put that in, we did some good deals, we keep these that way on us.
Okay.
They put all the ways into us, it's kind of a brainer.
Yeah, it's pretty handy. Do you make a motion? Yes. Anybody second it?
I'll second that.
Wesley Wilhelm,
Yes.
Anthony Campbell,
Yes.
Barbara Thomas, Stacy Yocum,
Yes.
Trevor Warner, Mary Wise.
Yes.
Kick the passes 5-0.
Motion to go into closed. Motion to go into closed session. I'll second it.
Who was the first one, sorry?
Andy. Trevor second.
Wesley Wilhelm,
Yes.
Anthony Campbell,
Yes.
Barbara Thomas, Stacy Yocum,
Yes.
Trevor Warner,
Yes.
Mary Wise.
Yes.
5-0, closed session.
We won't come back up. Thank you.